Hello folks, I want to talk to you a little bit about what I was doing there with my tarp on the ground. This is Muzzy. He's my 3.5-year-old little gelding, the heck of a little packer. He's been through a lot with me already, just as 3 years on this earth, but we're still learning, as you can see. And so I use tarps in training. Now, what would you characterize what I was doing there with that tarp? Would you call it A, tarp training? Would you call it B, desensitizing? Or would you say it was C, halter training? Well, if you chose C, halter training, you're correct, because that's what I was doing. But let's talk a little bit real quick about A and B, okay? So, tarp training. You know, I see folks, I guess on Facebook, so where I see most of this stuff going on, but I'll see folks hang a tarp over the corral panel, or put it in the corral with the animal to get him used to it. And that's the worst thing you can do with this tarp, because this tarp is a really good training tool. So I don't want this animal to get used to it. I don't want to put it in somewhere where he's feeding every day, or where he lives every day to get him used to it. That's not my goal. My goal is to have something to stress him so that I can train with him. So I don't want him getting used to this tarp. That's not my goal, okay? So I'm not tarp training. Don't remove a really good tool like that by putting it somewhere where they get used to it without your intervention some way. Okay, so have a goal in mind is a really big thing I guess I'm saying here. B, desensitizing. Gosh, I hear that term used all the time. And folks, I don't know if it's possible to desensitize these animals. They have evolved a fight or flight syndrome over thousands of years that helps them survive in the wilderness. And I don't know that I'd want this guy to lose that ability, because he's going to keep me safe and himself safe if he's worried about certain things, right? So I'm not desensitizing. Heck, think about all the things I may encounter on the trail. I mean, what if I'm coming down the trail and there's a mountain biker flying down the trail? He comes around the corner. How can I train against that and desensitize against that? Well, the best way to desensitize, I guess you could say, is to go out on the trail and ride where there's mountain bikers, right? How about a bear sitting in the middle of the trail when I come around the corner? I suppose I could find somebody who's got a live bear and bring him in the round pen here. Not sure I want to do that. So I guess my point here is desensitizing is a term that's used very loosely and is probably not accurate for what we're really trying to do with these animals. All right, once again, have a goal in mind. What is your goal? All right, so that leads me to C, halter training, and that's what I'm doing here, folks. I'm halter training this animal. What I'm teaching him is to respect this halter. So when I've got a hold of it, if I'm on the ground or if I'm in the saddle, that he listens to this halter. He knows that he can't bolt and run. He can't avoid this obstacle that I'm putting in front of. He's got to listen to me and do what I say. And that's what we're doing here. That's gonna transfer in everything else, okay? So if I am on the trail and I do come around the corner and I see a bear in the trail and he's in the pack string, but he knows he's got to respect this halter, he's going to be much less likely to hit the brake off and run away, okay? Run back to the trailhead or whatever. He's going to be controlled by this halter, okay? Because this animal, even this size animal right here, can drag me all over the place if he wanted to. But I don't want him to do that. I want him to respect this halter. So when I'm using a tarp like this on the ground, that's what I'm teaching him. I'm teaching him to listen to this halter and do what I ask him to do, all right? So if he gets to the point where he's not worried about this tarp anymore, I can put a little water on it and bring it up a notch, you know? If I'm walking around my yard with this halter on this donkey, he's going to follow me just fine. So I've got to find ways to stress him. And that's where tarps and maybe grocery bags, those kind of things come in handy. Shopping bags come in handy. Something to stress these animals, some sort of obstacle where you can communicate to him that, no, I'm in charge. I've got the lead rope. You're wearing a halter. You've got to listen to me. And that's what our goal is here, folks. So when you're using tarps or some kind of stimulus to stress these animals, bear that in mind. Make sure you have a goal in mind when you're doing these things, and you're going to have a much better experience with these animals if you do it. You know, there's two things I hate to see. I hate to see a dog walking a human, because it's really easy to teach a dog to heel, and I hate to see a donkey or a horse or a mule dragging people all over the place. It's a really easy thing to fix with just a little bit of training and a little bit of respect for this halter. You can do that. So next time you're thinking about doing some training with your animal, make sure you have a goal in mind. Make sure your goal makes sense and it has practical applications for what you want to do with these animals. All right, so thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please go down below and then shoot me a question or comment, or you can email me at eric@mountainridgegear.com, and by all means subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.